We're doing just like that, moms and dads. What's that you have on your laptop, kids? What's on your cell phone? We are spying and we're feeling good about it. We got Ryan Eldridge with Nerds on Call. You're teaching us how to spy on the kids.
Well, you know, I've got little ones. I've got a 6 and a 9-year-old, and yours is 13.
12. Yeah.
So almost 13.
Almost should be 13 in April.
And so we're all worried. So there was a website online called findlaw.com, and they surveyed parents nationwide and said, what are you really worried about kids online? Some of the stuff is kind of surprising.
Yeah.
So here's some interesting things. The number one thing that parents were interested in or were worried about their kids online was advertisers tracking them. 81% of surveys were like, I'm worried about advertisers. I would think this would be a little more scary.
Yeah, that's
Strangers
more scary
online.
to me.
Look at this guy. He's just creepy looking.
Totally.
But 72% were worried about interactions their kids were having with strangers online. And 70% were worried about the impact that social media and their reputation and people getting a hold of pictures and things like that.
Right.
But here's how most parents are checking on what their kids are doing, right?
Okay.
We're checking on their history, their browsing history.
Yeah.
But all you gotta do is click a little button, and all of a sudden it's all gone. And if you use a browser like Chrome, you can actually delete certain websites, but not all of them. And so mom goes in there and goes, oh, look at this.
You don't see
He's just
anything.
been going to like, you know, these websites. Or what we'll do is we'll grab their, it's going a little slow. We'll check their social media accounts.
Yes.
But you know what tricky kids are doing these days? You know what they're doing? Setting up 2 social media accounts. So they'll have 2 Instagram accounts.
Heck no.
One for the parents to look at and one, they just got caught. Yeah. But what parents will do is they'll look through their phone history. They'll see who they've been calling. They'll listen to voicemails, things like that. But of course, that can get doctored just as easily. And if we go here, this is 39% of parents will actually use some sort of parental control software. But here's the problem is Common Sense Media, the head of Common Sense Media said that most teens feel that their phone is like a personal extension of themselves, and they feel like you're violating them when you grab their phone and start looking through it. And if you, you're giving that face, but give me your phone, let me look through it.
Listen,
no.
I'm the one who pays the taxes in this house. That phone belongs to me.
So what you want to do is you always want to talk to your kids about what is appropriate to put online. You know, my parents always said that if you're going to write something, consider that going on the front page of the New York Times, right? Well, we need to think about permanence now when it comes to like taking pictures or doing anything online. George Costanza here, obviously being something like that. But we also want to concern about, this is going so slow today. You also want to be concerned about like bullying and stuff like that. And you want to talk to your kids about not just being victims of bullying, but also sometimes what you can say online to hurt other people's feelings and how that can affect them. Especially nowadays. Back in the old days, I'd be called Four Eyes, right? And I was, but as soon as I left school, all I had to do was my brother beat me up. But now you have to deal with that. This is a place called Wait Till 8. So this is an organization that you can go in and take a pledge and say, hey, I'm not going to give my kid a smartphone until they're in their 8th grade. And it gives you a bunch of tools and ways to talk to your kids when they start screaming at you and things like that. And then of course there's monitoring software, but the first thing you want to do is talk to your kids before you start monitoring. You don't want to spy on them, otherwise it's going to damage your relationship with your kids.
If you know better, you do better.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Ryan, you rock. Thank you, sir. All right, guys, back over to you.
All right.
Good stuff. Mission critical.